Hey, everybody. I wanted to say hi while Amy's doing her little technical with her TikTok. She's getting that set up. So we just want to say hi and
Hi. Hello.
how you doing, Amy?
Well, I don't know. Technology wise, y'all wanted me to change it up so much. I'm hoping people can see me right now. I'm not sure why I needed to switch it around.
So they can see the screen, all of us on this screen.
Oh, you mean you want me to have them see you
Yes.
guys?
Yes.
Oops. Okay, that's not
Thanks, you
working.
guys, for being patient.
Do they see you now? Oh, here you guys go.
All right. Naveed, what are your thoughts?
It doesn't matter. We're
He's our
just
producer.
I don't know. Okay. Oh, maybe it's this way? No, because
All right. Hello from Eugene, Oregon. Hi, Lucinda Downer. Hey, Lisa. Hi from California, Bedford, Texas. I'll just jump in, Amy, while you figure out what you want to do,
I'm
and
just
then
gonna
we'll
do it
move
how
on.
I normally do it because I don't know.
Okay. We have Debbie Barker from Worcester, Massachusetts.
Oh,
Tina
hi, I'm
Abrams.
finally on. We're gonna do it the way I normally did it. So anyway,
Okay.
yes. So okay, I'm sorry.
Linda, Linda from Ohio, Canada. Don Michael from New York. Monica Toloso from Argentina, Amy.
Oh,
Argentina.
BT Foster from Flushing, Michigan.
Woohoo. Okay, let's see if I can show. Oop.
Are you guys looking at all of us? There's Lisa and I.
Oh,
Do
give a
this.
shout out from St. Louis. All right, St.
Vicky,
Louis.
good to see you. But oh, Debbie, Debbie's on. Love you, girlfriends. Love
Hey,
you too,
Deb.
Deb. And
Okay.
anyway, oh, we got Marilyn. Hi, ladies. Love you all. Sorry for
Denise.
the rough start. That was kind of on my part.
But
We kind
Amy, that's what we do. We always have a rough start. It's
of,
okay.
I hate it.
No, it's
I
okay.
feel like so much has gone on in the last 2 weeks since we've been on live
Yes.
that I'm like almost not even sure what to do.
Well, it's okay. It's just
You know?
we're just here having fun with our friends, our community. Looks like Flushing, Michigan got some snow. Shout out to Illinois. Kathy Chartlin is saying, can't wait to watch the new episode.
You know what? That's what the thing I was going to say because today is what February 15th. February 20th, you guys, it's the premiere of season
Oh
25
my
Little
gosh.
People, Big World.
Can you believe that
I can't.
already?
No,
Wow.
I can't.
Wow.
No, it's a little insane.
Yeah,
25 seasons. It's
that
gonna
is
be a crazy one.
crazy.
You're gonna see a lot more of, like, us individually, but some of us coming together to, do a really good thing.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I hope people enjoy it, and, it's about a family that still gets together, but still has a roller coaster up and down, good and bad, just like most families,
Yes, I know, I love it.
you know? So, yeah.
Uh, okay, well, we've got some fun stuff going on. We have a special guest. We'll bring her out shortly. We'll keep her name a surprise for a minute. How's that? Um, and just wanted to say a thank you to all our viewers who watch Facebook, YouTube, listen to your favorite podcast. Apps include Spotify, Pandora, Google, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. Thank
Does
you
that
for
mean
all.
I have to watch what I say?
Don't you always?
Well, sometimes I don't. I forget, man. I'm on we're on a lot of stuff.
I know, I know. And thank you to Naveed, our producer. We couldn't do this without him. He gets us on all these different
You're watching.
platforms.
You guys
Yeah,
watching this?
yeah. So
Big
very
leader
cool.
is fantastic. I hope a lot of you get a lot out from her. Oh, sorry. I'm just talking to myself a little bit.
Oh, okay. All right. So thanks to Naveed. And let's go into some special shout outs from Little People, Big World fans. I'll start with Alex Arezes. I hope I'm not butchering her last name, and Karen Piro, and they're down here in Cabo San Lucas. So I'm saying hi to my friends. Hey, Alex and Karen, hope you're watching. Just a shout out.
Well, we have, yeah, good to see you, Alex. Thank you for joining us.
Mhm.
Maria Mendoza, San Diego, California,
Karen Montrell from Charlotte, North Carolina.
and Joanne Curry from Tacoma, Washington. Those are a few shout outs to some specific people, but I'm just glad all of you guys are on. We've got Nova Scotia, we've got Maryland, Kentucky, Arkansas, Tennessee gal from Knoxville, Tennessee. Oh, fire up chaps! That's
What's
from my
Chippewa? What is that,
that's
Amy?
Central Michigan University.
Oh,
Where was
fun.
I missed her name. So thank
Oh,
you, Michigan. My all. How do you say that? My alma mater.
alma mater.
Alma mater. Oh my
Yeah, alma
gosh, I don't
mater.
think I'm saying that right.
We're
All
saying
right.
hi from England. Here's someone from England.
Yeah, England. We're heading to Ireland. Sorry, we're not going to be able to reach England, but we're heading to Ireland, Chris and I, next month, and we're going
Yeah.
to Northern Ireland as well. So
Oh,
I got to get going on
someone
planning that trip.
someone just asked if Chris was from Idaho, and what do you say to that? How do you
Oh,
say that, Amy?
Idaho. Chris is from
Idaho.
Idaho.
Yeah.
Yeah, Idaho. Yeah,
Yes.
from Idaho, the Lewiston area.
Woohoo.
But I think he's gone down to Boise. He's lived several places growing up. You know.
Very cool.
But what's
Very
going
cool.
on? Okay, you guys, I'm still teaching substitute
Yeah.
teaching. I am still at it. I want to just give
Awesome.
myself some kudos for that. It's a
Oh, I'll
challenging
give you
job.
kudos. I will give you kudos for that. You jumped into that full
Oh my
force, both
god.
feet, jumped in the pool, and did something amazing. That I give you big kudos for
Well,
that.
you know why I think one of the reason is why I jumped into it. Um, obviously, I didn't have really clear well, I had expectations, but they just flew out the window on my first job or two. But it's almost like I wanted to go back and do something that I know that I could have done, but I let life, my own mindset get in the way, what ifs and everything, and I chose not to be a teacher. So it's almost like I had to do it. I had to go back and do it at some level before I retired and, who knows what happens later on to say that I did. Can you please place phone towards you on the iPad? What? And so, sorry, we're getting all these other messages. Anyway, I had to do something that I wanted to do and see if I could do it. In today's world in the educational system, it is hard depending on where you're
Mhm.
at. It's all different everywhere around the country. But I am really glad that I stuck with it. And hopefully, I'll make it all the way to the end of the school year and sign up for next year.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Well, hey, can you believe it's February 15th and we're already into the new year? We've got a lot of great info to cover today, and I'll spill the tea. Our special guest is Allison Warrell. I am so excited to meet her and for everyone else to meet her. Um, what a great person and a friend of yours, right? From how long have you known Allison?
I don't I know of Ellison. I really respect her and I know something of her, but I wouldn't say like, we're best friends or we've hung out with
Yeah,
each other. I mean, I'm a little bit older than her.
but an
But
acquaintance.
I have always admired what she has accomplished, and I really know her from after doing this journey of hers in the whole health and wellness and how it has impacted her. And now her message is really about helping other people and what us as individuals, whether you're an LP, a little person or not,
Mhm.
hopefully, with what she's going to share, all of you will feel that you definitely can take something away from it,
Yeah, that's great.
you know?
All right, and then here's our next thing. Be ready for a giveaway at the end of the show. 4 lucky winners will receive an Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen apron. One is will be picked from Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And you're going to um, wait for the code at the end. We can't tell you what that is, but towards the end, we will tell you what that is. And you guys just type in what the code is, and you'll be 4 people will be selected for aprons. So that'll be very cool.
And these
Um,
aprons, these are huge. Even a guy, even your man can
oh,
wear it. Your
barbecue
boyfriend,
apron. Oh
yeah,
yeah, like a
it's
big barbecue apron.
yeah.
They're like canvasy, but really really nice. And Amy wears them. She had in some of her cookbook pages,
Yep.
which don't forget her cookbook. It's on Amazon. We'll talk about that a little later too. But anyway, she's got it on in some
Sorry,
of the
guys, I
pictures.
messed up.
So I
I'm
think
live
she.
right now.
Are you good now?
Well,
You
yes,
had
I'm
to
on
re.
TikTok. Well, I froze up. I don't know why, but I
Oh,
froze up, and so,
oh,
you know you know
it
how it
is what it
goes.
is. It is what it is.
Yeah. So we're
You're
live right
good.
now. We're gonna have a guest, Allison, and
Okay.
listen to what she has to say because I think hopefully some of you guys will really get something out of it. I know
Yeah.
I will.
So she's a motivated, I can't say, motivational figure and the shortest woman to compete in the NPC Bodybuilding Federation, defies odds daily, standing tall at 3 feet 11. She's not just about fitness, she's about breaking barriers and helping others along the way, whether it's creating a support group for little people or transforming lives on television with a show she had a few episodes on called Big and Little on TLC. Her dedication to health, empowerment, and community is truly inspiring.
And
So
and
let's bring
oh,
on.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Amy.
Well, no, the one thing before we bring her on, the one thing I want everyone to really emphasize, especially when you're talking about women growing up and everything, the fact that she is the NPC in Bodybuilding Federation. She competed in that and got very close to, she'll let us know if she won a title in it. But the fact that she even competed, the fact that she got to that level being a little person, because our society is all about, the tall, average physique, proportion and everything. I'm just like phenomenal.
Yeah,
Just phenomenal.
amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Well, let's bring her in.
Woohoo!
Hello. Woo.
Woohoo! Hi, Allison.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Amy. Thank you so
Hi.
much for having me. I'm so excited to be here this evening.
Well, thanks for joining
Yes.
us, because I know this always takes up time and, stuff like that. But I just really wanted people to hear a little bit of you sharing some of your story and, just growing up, because obviously being on my show, Little People, Big World, they know enough about me probably. And so it's really kind of neat for, people to know other little people's stories. I mean, we bring on all sorts of people, but I think your story is just phenomenal. I just really want people to, hear a little bit about it.
Thanks. Thanks.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
just a little bit about me.
Yeah.
So, I reside in Southern California and got into the crazy fitness journey or my journey. I started, I was very active as a kid, played sports, did everything like that through the YMCA and other activities. Kind of once I got out of high school, went to college and kind of just decided to have the party life, started to indulge in, you know, fun parties, activities, some food, alcoholic beverages, things like that. So as I got older, I started putting on more weight onto my frame. For reference, I stand 3 foot 11, so 47 inches tall. I have the same type of dwarfism as Amy, achondroplasia. So I go through the same, have the same bone structure, body structure,
Mhm.
everything that Amy has as well.
Except one thing, you are
What?
in one heck of a better shape than I
Oh,
am.
thank you, thank you. So, but at 35 years old, which is now 13 years ago. So at 35 years, I had a birthday. I knew I needed to do something about the weight on my frame. Typical, a little bit about achondroplasia, our spines are curved versus a straight spine. We also have just, joint issues and the bone and neurological. So I knew that if I did not do something about the weight, that I could potentially have to have different types of surgeries that other LPs, and it's typical with achondroplasia dwarfism. So at 35, the day after my birthday, I joined the gym, and I started going to the gym. It was, at first I was like, okay, I need to make a commitment to this, a commitment to myself. And at 35, I still had not had any surgeries as a little person, except my adenoids and tubes and adenoids. So wanted to make sure, hey, I'm going to continue that path and be healthy. And when I walked into the gym the first time, I, got on a treadmill and I was doing some cardio, but I didn't know anything else. Obviously, the gym is not made for someone my size.
It's not. It's one of the one reasons why I don't join, because
Yes.
of just the machines. If you don't use them, I think appropriately, they could do more
Yeah.
harm to yourself than not.
Correct.
Definitely.
Correct. So I honestly, when I joined the gym too, I went to a small little local gym, so it wasn't as big, as crowded. About probably 6 weeks into going to the gym, I realized I wanted to hire a trainer to see kind of what kind of steps we could take, what could we look at. And so that's what I did. And I hired somebody. We started out doing a lot of plyometrics, which is just body weight type movements, understanding how my body moves. Our bodies don't move the same as an average size person, with bowed legs, bowed arms, bowed wrists. And so just making sure, again, like you emphasized, I want to do it right.
Yeah.
And so that's where I started and why I started.
Let me ask you one. Let me ask you. Sorry to interrupt, Allison.
No.
Let me ask you one question. Not that you have to tell us your weight unless you want to.
Are you going to tell us yours, Amy?
No, God, no, because I know.
Okay, and you're asking her.
No, but
I'm just giving Amy a bad time.
But what I wanted to know, I was trying to frame this question appropriately and right. How much weight did you feel like you needed to lose that would be in a healthy position?
Probably about 30 pounds.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
And to emphasize that 30 pounds for an average size person is a lot. We're not negating that.
No.
But when you say 30 pounds to a little person, you know what I think Allison and I would like to emphasize, that is like almost having 45, 50 pounds on an average size person. 5 pounds is a lot to a little person compared to 5 pounds maybe to an average size person. So it was big. 30 pounds may not sound like a lot to, maybe some of you, but it's huge on the body, on our little physique. And like Allison said, puts a lot of weight and stress on our heart, our back. And, we got these little legs and, we're trying to move around and, here I got to lose 15 pounds. I'll tell you, man. Oof.
And just on our bodies, we have as much skin as an average size person. Our organs are all the same size. My torso is the same size. It's the limbs that are short, and the bone
and the joints are different.
And the joints, yes. So like I said, our arms are bowed, our legs are bowed. My wrists, like they're not, they go out and they're flared out, and that's just part of our physical part of
how long
type of dwarfism.
How long did it take for you to go to the gym and all that and get to a weight that you thought, okay, this is good? And then did you then start, I want a mission, and the mission is, you know what, let's do it. Let's give this a try.
And how did you do it? We all want to know how you did it too.
So
yes.
I'm a big proponent of slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah.
When you gain weight, you don't gain it right away. It's over time. So when you lose weight, it's going to take time. Everybody wants
discipline.
Yes.
Huge amount of mental discipline.
Everybody wants a quick fix. And I quick fix won't work, because the minute you finish that quick fix, you're going to gain it all right back. So I think it's just getting into that mindset. It took me about, let's see, I would say about 3 years to get really super comfortable on where I was and how I was doing. So I joined the gym in 2011. In 2014 is when I said, okay, I want to challenge myself. I want to compete in women's bodybuilding. I know I have a lot of work to do to get to where I need to be on that stage, but I'm going to put everything into this. So that's when I really dialed in my diet, really watched what I was, getting everything in line for that. I gave up drinking alcohol.
What?
Fully?
Yeah, for the most, I had a glass of wine a couple weeks ago, but for the most part, yes, fully. And I just knew that if this was something I wanted to do, that these were things I needed, part of my lifestyle change. And so I in 2014, I said, I'm going to compete in a year. I competed a year later in my first show in 2015. And I picked a smaller show just to start. And now
just to get a feel of it, like, what does this mean?
Because
Like,
it's definitely
who are all these people? And
different process. And some people, like, I saw somebody ask the question, what do I bench? I'm not a power lifter. I'm not a power lifter. I might bench every once in a while. But for me, like benching, I actually do it on the ground because I get more stability on my back, and my feet are on the ground as well. Our feet don't, when you're on a regular like bench press, our feet are dangling. You don't have the support. You don't have the things that you really should have, that we should have for our bodies.
That's a good point.
But I'm not a power lifter, so I'm not going for heavy weight. I'm going for bodybuilding. I'm trying to turn my body into a living piece of art, because I do is
pretty much what bodybuilding.
Yeah, I have to get on stage. I have to get on stage. There's mandatory poses that I have to pose with others. I'm judged on the same criteria as average size women.
And hang on, Allison. Two questions I have for you.
That's fine.
Did they make any adjustments for you in the sense of, your legs may not be able to curve around or whatever as an average size woman or whatever that. And did you have to lose more than what you thought, the 30 pounds, to get back to just a regular LP good weight? Did you need to lose more than that to be bodybuilding?
Yes, because you have to be super lean and no fat, like Lisa just said.
No fat, which I know nothing about.
And no water, and that's the whole part of the
water.
You have to dehydrate and dry out your because you don't want water on this underneath the skin, and so I did my first show in 2015, and then since then I've done 10 shows throughout that time frame. And I've done shows locally. I've done some shows in Vegas. I did a show in Pittsburgh. So I've kind of, hit a few different areas of where I've competed. If you see on the back wall, I have a few medals from my placings. And then the sword is a trophy when you win at a local regional show. I won the overall, and that instead of a trophy, they give out swords. So that's what those are in the back. But
awesome. We have a good friend. His name's Dan Bertoni. He's on here, and he's in Pittsburgh, and he's a bodybuilder as well. We should try and connect you guys. He's a very cool guy. We've known him for many years, and he does bodybuilding. So I know Dan's on here because I posted, he put Happy Valentine's. So Dan, if you're listening, if you have questions, put them up there so we can have her answer them.
What do you think was your biggest challenge? Number one, in losing just what you wanted to lose, being an LP, and then the other thing, pushing forward in your desire to compete in bodybuilding.
Well, the biggest challenge, and we'll go back like the first day I walked in the gym. How do I use this equipment?
Sure.
I have learned how to modify and manipulate pretty much almost any exercise for all the different body parts. So for legs is the hardest. No, leg equipment doesn't work for us. My inseam is 15 inches long, or long, so it's not going to be long enough to reach any of the machines, but I've over the years learned how to manipulate and do different modifications. One of the things that I do is I have in my gym, I have a chair from actually a teacher brought it for me. It's one of the smaller chairs because I can get up on it without
Yeah.
like jumping up on it. But what I do is I'll put like ankle straps around my ankles, and we hook the cable machine and put it underneath the chair, and I sit on the chair, and that's how I do leg extensions.
Mm.
So when I do that, I
Oh.
can get a full range of motion in my quads because I'm sitting on the smaller base of the chair, and then I'm able to get on, do the chair because I can't reach the leg extension machine. And if I did, it's going to put a lot of pressure on my
Too
ankles
much. Yeah.
or on my ankles. And I'm not trying to, I don't want to overcompensate my ankles. I want to work the quads. And that's something I've found and I've tried to educate little people with is doing the right exercise and doing it correctly for our body structure.
Yeah.
Because we're,
Mhm.
maybe some people are like trying to barbell curl 50 pounds. Don't do that because our arms are bowed. When you go to lift like this, the heavier weight, you're going to go back and then you're going to flare your arms. That's not doing anything. Put the weight down, go to 20 pounds, then really use the bicep to do the curl. So that's what I've taught people
Mm.
and other
Mm.
LPs is to make sure they're really using the body part that they're trying to grow or work out and train. And so,
But I
I
I
have,
also think one of the big things too is like for anyone is it's easy to give up and say no because it's too hard or this equipment doesn't
right.
work or oh, I got to get in my car, go to a gym, or you don't get some of the stuff at home or whatever like that. You really have to make up your own mind about
Yes.
yourself and what's important. Uh,
Mhm.
just getting in health, but sometimes if you want a mission, like we see a lot of people do during the COVID, instead of saying, "Oh, I'm going to do a 30K run," why don't you start off with a 5K? You know,
Yes.
just take these steps that lead you
Small
to
goals.
this big event that you wanted to do. Like I
And
mentioned to
Mhm.
you years ago, 10 years ago, well now it's almost 12. Um why I lost being in shape then, I have no idea. But I worked out with a trainer, worked out with him for a while because I wanted to get to a level. And then I thought, but I need a mission because frankly, working out to me is boring. I have to like do something. I love swimming, I love an activity, but we decided to climb Mount St. Helens. Now, obviously,
Yes.
people don't need to climb Mount St. Helens, but for a little person, that was
that's pretty
huge.
awesome.
It was a huge hurdle for me to overcome. So for all of you out there, it's it's like don't look at the big thing because it feels daunting. It feels impossible. It feels like it's going to take forever to get there. But if you have these little, like you had said, these little milestones, these little stepping stones that you
Yes.
keep that keeps reminding you, yes, I can. I can do this. Look at what I just accomplished. I did a 5K. Let me do a 5K again. Do I still feel the same? Okay, let me do a 10K or whatever it is. And or whatever it may be.
And
And
like
that to
I
me is
always set this,
yeah,
I always tell people set small goals because you're going to hit those goals quicker and then you're going to feel more accomplished and you'll get through your journey or whatever you're trying to do. And the one thing I always still to this day go back and what's my why? I think it's so
yeah,
important to know why you're doing it.
yep,
My why is I don't want to have surgery or
yep,
anything. I have
Mhm.
no issues with my back or
mhm,
nerves or anything or my joints at this moment. That's my
yep,
why. And so
yep,
I always have to go back to, that. And because somebody's asked me one time, well, why do you do this? I said, well, this is my why. I said, do you know your why? And she goes, nope. And I said, well, if you don't know that and you can't define that, then
yeah.
take a few steps back, define that, and I bet you'll hit some of your goals. And so,
And yeah, and I think, as I've seen some other LPs or anybody want to lose weight, that's very important to know your why because it
mhm,
can't just be for what I would call vain reasons. It should really be to accomplish something, to be better yourself, health wise, and everything. Because
mhm,
even though you work out, it's never a guarantee that you won't have to have surgery, but you have a better chance of not having surgery. Because I think of Peter Reckendorf. I mean, that guy was active. He was into a lot of stuff, but man, he's had a lot of surgeries.
Right.
or
Yeah.
that, you know.
No, and you just have to take it day by day. And, and that's, going back to like where I, um, you know, keep going. So then in 2014, when I made the decision to start competing at
I
the
still
same
love it.
time,
Give me a thumbs
um,
up if you are,
I've been also, very active in LPA, and I
because I need to
have a
start
lot of friends that were asking me, "How are you doing it? How are you doing what you're doing?" Which is what
thank
made
you.
me create my support group on Facebook called Health and Exercise for Little People.
Mm.
And I started that group to show other little. This is my way of giving back to LPA because it's something I love and it's something that I'm very passionate about. And so I started the group to help people and show them, here's how I'm modifying things. Here's some workouts to do. Here's some tips, tricks, different motivational quotes, maybe a simple,
Nice.
something, there's been diet questions and different things like, all kinds of things. It's been going, so the group's been going since 2014. The only
Ooh,
people in the group are little people or parents to little people. I'm very, I want to, there's a lot of personal information because people have shared weight loss pictures and they don't want them being shown to others or whatever it might be. So I am very strict with who is in the group. And
Yeah.
it's awesome because I've seen other people now coming out of it years later. And, one guy just posted the other day, he's like, at 1,100 days, this is my, journey I started.
oh,
And he showed like his transformation. It's just amazing to see, he's an
wow.
older LP, but how he transformed his body and, giving, saying, this is what I do and this is what works best for me. And that's another thing that everybody thinks this is all like cookie cutter. Nothing's cookie cutter. What works for me may not work for you, or what works for you may not work for me. And
But I
we all
think
have,
But I think that that is the important thing about sharing stories, though, is that it inspires. It may,
mhm,
light that fire in someone that all they need to do is like, "Gosh, I never thought of that," or,
yeah,
"Okay, like, I actually can modify," whether it be nutrition,
Mhm.
whether it be your weight loss journey or how you use equipment, weights and, stuff like
mhm,
that to
mhm,
do that. And it's really about what are you willing to do? What can you do? And what are you willing, how far are you willing to push yourself? Because you
mhm,
can't have it comfortable. To me, a weight loss journey isn't always comfortable. You got to deny
right,
yourself some stuff. It's almost like getting yourself back on track. Now, if you get
mhm,
yourself back on track, which I've done, but I don't know what happened, um, but then you have to always think about, what are you doing? Like, how are you eating? Like
right,
you made all those changes here to get to the weight that you want, but you can't say, "Oh boy, I can go back and, have lots of pizza or lots of cookies
right.
or things like that."
Well,
So
that's a good spot to kinda ask Allison. So what is a typical day for you for food? And maybe just in general, not when
Yeah.
you're actually bodybuilding, because I know
most people won't be
bodybuilding.
doing that. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, what's
Well,
relatable, like, right now?
I
Yeah,
mean, I kind of, even though I'm not officially on prep at the moment to prep for a show. A
right.
typical prep, just in general, for me is about 20 weeks. To from like my condition today, what I look like today,
That's 5
I need
months.
I need about 20 weeks of really hardcore cardio, diet, training, consistency, day. Right
But what
For
do you do
now,
on an
maintenance.
everyday?
For maintenance, yeah.
right. So for maintenance, yeah. So right now, this is my little, I have a little lab, I call it, at my house. I do cardio here. I do not train here. I don't want to train here. I like to go to a gym to like get my mind kind of as my therapy. But I
Mhm.
do cardio. So I have a step mill, elliptical, and a kid spin bike. And so
Oh,
it's
that's
nice to have,
interesting. A kid spin bike. I didn't even know they
yes,
made such a thing.
it's the best. I
Me
love it.
Oh
either.
my
Um,
gosh. You might have to
and
And
send
you
I've,
me
need
that
one.
model.
yeah, it's awesome, and I know lots of LPs that have purchased them. Once I
What?
posted it, people are like, "Where'd you get that bike?"
Okay, I missed
Um,
that one.
yeah, but it's a pretty cool. I love it because it's comfortable and it fits us. And so right now, a typical day, I am still doing cardio. I think it's very important for heart health and
Yeah.
just staying conditioned. I don't have to do as much right now, so I'm doing
Let me
35
ask you
to.
this. Do you
Mhm.
run?
I do not run.
Oh, thank God. Neither do
I,
I.
So what
if
is
I was on a
cardio?
a spin bike, either the elliptical behind me or my
Okay.
step. I have a big
Step
rotating
machine.
step
Okay.
machine.
Okay. So, okay. What about a
So
treadmill? No,
yeah, treadmills. I
a
walk
treadmill.
on treadmills. Like when I travel,
Okay.
that's usually what I do at a hotel. I don't
Okay.
run. I don't want the impact. I'm not a runner.
Yeah, see,
And
that's what I
also,
thought too, man. Oh, maybe
yeah,
when you're young, but
and also with bodybuilding, I'm trying to preserve all my muscle, and so when you're running, it's more of a faster burn, and I want to make sure I keep everything I've worked so hard for. So I just go slow and steady and get my heart rate up and just go slow and steady. But
oh
somebody's
yeah,
just talking
Okay.
about
swimming.
swimming.
Yeah.
Swimming's
Yeah,
great.
Dan.
Swimming
I don't
is
have a pool.
huge.
I don't have a
Yeah.
pool, but swimming is a great
My
form of
brother was
cardio.
a swimmer most of his life and into Michigan State and, in his adult life, masters and all this other stuff. But yeah,
Right.
swimming is the best because there's
Thanks,
no
Dan.
stress on your joints,
Right.
Hmm.
like running or something like that, but it uses so much and your core is still, but yeah, if you can swim or have access to do something in the water,
Hmm.
that is probably pretty cool to be a part of your
So yeah,
routine.
so right now I do cardio,
How much in a day?
like 30 minutes, 45
Oh,
maybe sometimes, not 30 minutes.
okay.
But when I'm in a prep, it could be up to 2 hours a day that I need to do. It's kind of changes throughout because I have a
Yeah.
coach and he just guides me and tells me what I need to
But
do.
when you're not doing prep, do you work
Not,
out every day still?
from a training standpoint, about 5 days a week. So not
When
Okay.
you're
every day.
not in prep?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
It's just
okay.
one. It makes me feel good,
No,
and
that's great.
it is my therapy.
But it's part
But
of your
everybody,
routine for so long.
right, and everybody thinks I'm in the gym for hours. I can go into a gym and do a workout in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's about being effective and doing it right. So
Mhm.
my time is very like I know you're very busy, Amy, but time is very important. So I
Yeah.
just try and get in, get out. Also, people are like I've had other LPs say, "Oh, people are staring at me at the gym and this and that." I said, put your headphones on, put some loud music on, and ignore them.
Who cares?
You're there to work on
Well,
yourself.
average size
There's
people think the same thing.
there's
Right.
every shape and size at the gym. That
Right.
because that's who we are, right? Nobody's
Yep.
the same size.
Okay,
So,
Allison, we
So
have a question
diet.
here from Vicky that I think a lot
Yes.
of people are because I do believe nutrition is probably more of a percentage of what will
Hmm.
help you
Yep.
get yourself back in shape. I mean, you got to keep moving. Don't get me wrong. You got to keep moving. But when you're not prepping or anything, what is your diet or what do you eat? But do you have any info on what would be good things for people
So
to eat? Is it still the typical thing that everyone says, fruits,
still,
vegetables, protein, that stuff?
yeah, yes. Protein. Um, I love fruit. I don't eat a ton of fruit, but I love Honeycrisp apples. I have one a day. That's
no.
one of my things I like to do or eat. If it's just I don't know something about them. I love them. But I always am like protein, so lean meats like chicken, fish. If you need to get some fats, salmon is really good.
Mhm.
White fish.
Do you eat beef?
I eat beef. I eat beef
Okay.
once a day. Hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Once a
Oh,
day?
wow.
How many times a day do you eat protein and how many ounces?
six. I eat 6 times a day, and the protein changes. It could be
But
three to
those are
five.
small meals. People remember this is not during prep time or anything. And usually these are small little meals, right?
Let's hear
Yeah,
what Allison. Is it a small meal or not?
well, 3 to 5 ounces of protein with veggies.
Per meal?
Yeah, I do really well on
Wow.
high protein. So um, it, I look at veggies. Carbs are not the enemy. Carbs are actually really good. They're an energy source that you need.
But you
Um,
have to eat them appropriately at the right time, right?
Correct. Yes. So just making, I basically know what my body also digests well
Yeah.
because some things like eggs, for a time period, I was eating a lot of eggs. Now I can't eat eggs. I just don't digest it well and I don't feel well after eating them. So, I've learned how to things that just have changed with my body and things over time. But So like lean protein, veggies. So I would do like spinach, broccoli, asparagus, zucchini is one of my favorites.
So you
I'm not
guys,
a
you
big,
better like your veggies.
I'm not a huge veggie fan, but that's what, I will do that. From a carb source, I like white rice, oats, rice
Oh,
cakes.
Brown rice?
Um, no, white rice.
Really? Why?
Well, because brown rice has what's on it to make it brown rice.
Okay.
White rice will digest quicker because it doesn't have that extra
Okay.
stuff
Yeah.
on it. So because I'm
interesting.
eating,
Let
because I'm
me
eating so
hang on.
frequently. Oh,
Let me
mhm.
interrupt
Yeah.
here one thing. The one thing I really want to let everyone know, Allison is not a physician. So whatever diet,
Right.
whatever workout, whatever you guys may do, it is best to get checked out by your
Mhm.
physician, your local health care or whatever that. This is just sharing her experience, her life, what she has done for her that's worked and things like that. So I just really want to emphasize we're not what is it, Lisa, promoting or anything like that, but we
No.
just want to
Yeah,
say
this is
having
Alice's journey
yeah,
that she's sharing with us, and I'm interested in hearing that too. Of course, we're going to do what's best for us,
yeah,
but I
because
do love
having good
hearing that.
health, period, is good for anybody, whatever that may
Right.
mean for each individual.
And
Right.
I also talk about like, hey, when you're in the grocery store, like the beef is on the exterior, your fruits and vegetables are on the exterior. All the stuff that like you can like that's good for you and not processed is typically on the exterior of the grocery store. So I always tell people shop that first and then go into the aisles to get a few of the things like filler things that you might need.
Okay.
Because,
Mhm.
and I do try and watch some of the processed foods that I
Yeah.
eat. I just prefer to cook my food. Everyone asks also, do you drink protein shakes? I don't. If I do, it's for emergency purposes only. I feel better with food. So I would rather
Mhm.
have three or
To
four
me, that's
ounces
a
of,
natural thing though too,
yeah, I
food.
would
I
rather
mean,
have 3 to 4 ounces of chicken versus
okay,
drinking
what about you?
something. So I
Do you
will if I
food
need to.
prep?
Where's your
Do you
health
food prep
right?
ahead of time?
Um, I
Those
do.
propane things?
I actually have
The
a
veggies?
company that I work with that actually cooks all of my protein for me, just from a
Oh,
time
really?
standpoint. So,
Wait a minute, wait a
some,
minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I missed it.
I
Who
know.
cooks
Where
your
did you
food?
go, Amy?
Well, I had to share with TikTok here, right? Right, guys?
Oh,
So
tell
wait a minute.
TikTok to come on to here.
Who well, we're trying. Who
No,
cooks your food?
there's a company I hire,
Oh.
um, that he's a local chef, and
mhm.
I tell him every Friday after Friday, I tell him I want 5 pounds of chicken, 3 pounds of fish, 2 pounds of beef, or whatever I want, and then he cooks it and they deliver it. And so when I
Wow.
get it,
Awesome.
then I can just take it and make it into the meals that I need. It helps me. I mean, I can
So he does
cook.
Yeah.
a partial
He
cook.
does
I mean,
partial,
yeah.
yeah. And
Okay.
so I don't
Yeah.
want people to do my carbs, and my fats are always changing. And so I don't want to have that prepped ahead of time. So I like to prep that for myself. And I just said fats. Everybody's like fats are good for you. Good fats.
Well, there's good fats and bad fats.
Right. And so I love almonds. I love almond butter. I avocado. I love, if I need to get
Or maybe
extra
eating a
fat.
store-bought cookie by a name brand has too much saturated fat.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
good, right?
No.
So
I
I
don't
just get
like it.
rid of cookies. I'm just
You
teasing.
nuts are good. Nuts are good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and so I make it simple. Like, and I always tell people, make it like, do it simple. People overcomplicate diets, and that's when they give up because they'll overcomplicate what they're trying to do,
Yep.
and then like, I can't do this, and they just give up.
Yeah.
And so make it simple. Make it, for me, I can eat the same stuff here, there, on repeat whenever. It doesn't
Do
really
you do
affect
you
Do
me.
eat
you
pasta?
season? Oh,
No.
Do I season? Yes, and I
yes.
eat salt. Yes, and I add salt to my food too.
Do you
Salt's good
If
for
use?
you.
not,
Do
it
you
would
make?
be
Do you
bland.
make
Ugh.
sauces or no? More of just herbs.
More herbs. Yeah, more
Okay.
herbs.
Do you
More,
eat pasta? Because I know in the pasta thing, they have multi-grain pasta out now.
yeah.
They have protein
You
pasta.
I
And
have. I
Yeah.
have. I'm just the cooking part. I'm like, I don't have time to wait. So,
okay.
because like for rice, I can put it in a rice maker and just keep the thing, and it's all made for,
Oh,
two couple of days to scoop out what I need for a couple of days. So, I
nice.
mean, but I could eat pasta because it is a good carb source, but for me, it's just not. I'm just being like, I'm trying to be efficient in time management. So,
So I was so excited to meet you. I have to say, so I'm down here in Cabo San Lucas. I'm watching TV and all of a sudden it pops up Big and Little and it was your show. And so I went, "Oh my gosh, I've got to watch this." And I watched you
mhm.
train two people that were little people. And it was just so inspiring to me because we're all different, right? It's all, but we
Yes.
still have some things in common. And I noticed you had said 1,200 calories a day and maybe 8 hours of cardio a week. Is that, no, did I
Um,
misspoke?
for them, that's about what they were doing.
Okay. So what happens when you plateau? What is your, this was my
So
big $1 million question, because I'm at 20 pounds right now off since December
awesome.
30th. I'm
Congratulations.
working out 5 days a week, but now I'm stuck. What do you do for that?
Just, well, I would like for example, if you're eating very clean and good, then I would like have one meal and I would do it at night. That's just how I do it. But do it at night and like just like a burger and fries, but like have that burger with avocado, bacon. Because what you want to do too also is get your metabolism, like trick it, because you want to make sure
Okay.
your metabolism, it's going and going, going. But like, so I do it at night because then it's trying to process while I'm sleeping. That's just what I do. I know other people do it too that way,
And then
but
what does that do? What
it's
does
just going
that
to
do?
help.
Like,
Like you're trying to kickstart, like you're trying to like change your routine, like change the routine to get it to start going again. But
okay,
for the
because it
last
does stop.
right, for the last week, my coach recently, I've kind of just been steady along, which I'm not really trying to lose weight or gain weight or anything like that, but we're just trying to get me in a good starting point for when I do start prep for my next show. And so he changed my protein. He actually increased it. And my body now is like cranking and I can feel it. I'm hungrier. Like, so you just have to, it's almost like manipulating it to
And
get
you
the
also have to
metabolism and
listen
everything
to your
going.
body.
Yeah.
Sometimes when
Mhm.
you think you're hungry, you may not really be. Think about what you ate, when you ate it, and I would think, things like that.
Right. And then,
Yeah,
if you do one form of cardio, maybe try something else, try adding a little
okay.
bit longer,
Change it
maybe
up
do it a little bit
sometimes.
shorter. It's just all that you got to change it because it's just kind of like this. And so you need to do something in your body's like, oh, this was a change. Then it kind of kickstarts everything going
Mhm.
again.
'Cause your
Okay.
body in itself gets in a routine. If you're like me, if I'm walking every day, which I try and do unless it's raining, but I
Yeah.
know it's like, "Okay, that's great that you walk, Amy, woohoo," but I've gotta add something to it or maybe not walk every other day, but do something else that's a little more cardio or
Hmm.
something like that, like
Mhm.
Allison said. I learned that a lot from, David, the trainer that I
Hmm.
used
Are
to have a
Yeah,
while ago,
yeah,
and,
yeah. And
but
what about lifting light weights to just build your muscle mass? Because
Yes.
I've heard too, if you lose weight and you can also lose muscle, cardio isn't always a muscle building, right?
Right. Cardio is not muscle building. So, cardio, like I said earlier, is a fast burn. So your calories are going to burn faster. When you train and lift weights, it's a slower burn. So that's why sometimes people, all they do is lift weights and they're losing weight from that because of the way, when they do, it's a longer burn for the calories.
Stays with you
Stays
longer.
with you. Yes.
have you ever done
Okay.
intermittent fasting? I mean, that used to be it still
I
may be
haven't.
a
I
a big
haven't.
thing,
Yeah.
only eat for the 12 hours or whatever hours
Right.
you choose, and okay.
And
Mm.
my just on that, if you do it, that's great. But you still have to watch what you eat in those 12 hours because you
Yep.
got to remember your body's got to process all that. And so you don't want to like start throwing in things that are like random.
Crazy.
You don't want to
Your
end up
body,
being gorging because you're in your mind. You're say, "Oh, only 12
right,
hours, no grazing."
right,
And
and just trying to get it to all process. I
Yeah.
mean, because
and
gut
back to
health
that
and all of that.
burger, back to
Mhm.
that burger and fries.
Let's go have them. I'll go
Is
with you.
it just okay? Is it just one and then you go back to your
For
clean, or do you
me,
do it a
yeah,
meal,
I
like
do
2 or 3
one,
days?
like one,
Just
and
one.
then yeah, my coach will tell me go have a burger and fries, but make sure when you have the burger, it's got bacon, avocado, cheese, and I don't do dairy, so I have to be very careful because when
Oh,
I
the
add
cheese.
that stuff in, it's like your body's like, "What are you doing to me?" So,
Yes.
um,
Why
But
don't
just
you add
one.
dairy? Why don't you add to dairy
I
like
just gave it
cheese and
up a
stuff?
long. I gave it up a long
Okay,
time ago, and
okay.
just
So no
it was
particular reason,
no
really.
particular reason,
Okay,
no.
got it.
Yeah.
And I saw a question earlier, it was a while back, but somebody, on the same subject, how much water do I drink? And I'm always super like telling people when they're like, where do I start? Move and drink water, especially for LPs because the LPs don't drink enough water.
Oh, they
But
don't.
I
Lisa,
drink
you tell
almost,
them. I carry water everywhere.
Yes, she's
yeah.
always has her water with her,
And
always.
it's all about like keeping our joints, the water in the muscles and the joints and lubricated with I drink
Well, I think
almost
yeah.
I drink a gallon and a quarter to a gallon and a half a day.
Wow.
But I know some people they're like, I just drink 16 ounces. I'm like, that's not enough because
No.
it helps move everything else around,
Flush.
And I think
and
also,
flush it
don't you
all
think
out.
also just, water is a basic necessity, but with our
Yes.
little legs and everything, carrying around an average size torso, it's like you'd be amazed at how much more water your body
Right.
needs. Just because we're
Mhm.
little doesn't mean, we don't need more of something, less of something else.
Right.
I
And
wanted to
I
mention, Michaela McCracken says she um, is talking about malnutrition, just wondering if we know what would help. Again, we're just here to kind of talk basic of what works for different people. If something like that is an issue for you, I would definitely
Or even
ask or
someone
seek
yeah.
medical,
yeah.
yeah, medical help for that. We can't advise on things like that. And I think the best thing would be to work with your medical professional. So I just
Mhm.
wanted to add that in there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think malnutrition, that's a big issue that, like you said, Lisa, needs a little more, medical attention or at least advice from,
Right.
Yeah.
you
And
But
know?
then Dan just
as
said, please keep us posted if you make it back to Pittsburgh for NPC Pittsburgh Bodybuilding Championships,
I
one of the
know.
biggest national qualifiers on the East Coast. So you and
Yeah.
Dan need to talk. He's a great
I
guy.
I did do North Americans in September of 2022. That was the last show I did in Pittsburgh. I don't know which shows I'm going to partake in this year, but I am going to give it one more run. I start my prep in about 2 weeks.
Do you think you'll do
Wow.
something in 2024 or 2025?
2024 for sure.
Okay, okay,
Hmm.
got it. Okay, good.
Summertime. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
I'm,
yeah,
sometime, I don't know. Yeah,
yeah.
probably late summer.
Well, you go,
That's
girl. Hey,
exciting.
what about push-ups? We talked about weights. What about
Oh,
push-ups
yeah.
or
I
the
love
plank?
push-ups.
Okay,
Body weight exercises are great.
yeah,
It's they, just be consistent and kind of get, you can do a 20-minute body workout. It's all about moving. And
yeah,
once you start that moving, it just starts ticking, everything else starts going with it.
yeah.
So that's what I'm super always talking to LPs and just friends in general because I get that all the time. Like, where do I start? Just move.
Mhm.
The one thing
And
I have found too, when you start getting on some kind of physical routine is that, those first couple of times is so hard. You're like, "Oh, geez, I
Mhm.
don't even wanna do this the next day. Okay, I'll muster it up." But once you get past that first week or that first 2 weeks maybe, then you're like, "Okay, I think this is a possibility." One thing I've really noticed is you start paying attention a little bit more to your body. Like, "Okay, why does this hurt?" Or, "Okay, did I do this wrong? Maybe too long?" Or, "It's a new exercise." So you don't I don't think panic as much. 'Cause when we
Mhm.
do work out, yeah, we're gonna maybe ache a little bit, take a break from that exercise, do something else, give it the following day or something, then go
Mhm.
back to that to keep stretching those muscles or whatever you may
Mhm.
be doing.
Mhm.
oh,
Yes.
Pat Murray has a good question. Where to start in your 60s? That's a good
We're
one
old,
because
Allison.
I just started, like I said, in December,
Yeah,
and I'm 62. So,
just
you
go.
know,
I mean,
I just
I
started
don't play
walking.
walking.
I
I
just
know.
started
I know.
walking.
I know. Pickleball is a new
Pickleball, yes.
thing. The courts are small.
Amy's a
It's good
champ.
movement. Oh,
That's
nice.
Amy's jam. That's her
I have.
jam.
I have
I
not
love this
played that
sport.
sport, but I'm hearing it's awesome. My mom loves it. But yeah, so just find if you don't find someone to go walk with, or go somewhere to if you can't do it outside, go inside. I mean, there are gyms on every corner these days.
Well,
So
I think the other thing
um,
is too, if you haven't worked out or something in a while, find something that's a physical activity that you enjoy
yeah,
doing. So if you enjoy walking or hiking, start with that.
hmm,
And then once if you keep doing, put yourself on, not a schedule, but say, hey, I'm going to do it 3 times a week.
right,
And you'd be amazed that during that walk, you'll find a ledge or a curb or something, and then you do the steps up or something like that, or you find something else along the hike or something, and you can do I call it elevated push-ups, meaning you're not like in plank style doing the push-ups, but you're just
right.
slightly elevated doing the push-ups,
Yep,
and
those are good.
it's like in do something you enjoy doing so that you'll stick
Mhm.
with it. And then
Agreed.
you'll be more apt to, okay, I'll bring in weights, or maybe I'll go to a gym, or
Hmm.
maybe I'll, bring this home and buy one of the step things or something like that.
And
And it does mentally
Oh,
change your
change,
yep.
yeah.
outlook. Oh my gosh. I
So
now yeah, go ahead.
yeah, but I was just gonna go back. So when I did the TLC show, Big and Little, the two people wanted to start hard out the gate, and I was like, "No, you can't even walk off off the couch to the front door. You gotta start. Once you start moving, then we'll figure out what to set the speed at,
Yeah.
what to do it at." Then they started seeing progress and progress over time,
Yes.
and
It
shortly,
was
shortly.
impressive.
And then the girl at the end, they didn't show this, but she lost 60 pounds. So on the very last day we were filming, I took a 60-pound dumbbell and I said, lift that up. And she couldn't. And I said, that's how much you lost. And you were carrying that on your body to
Yeah.
try and put it into perspective of
Yeah.
the weight that she lost. And so she was like mesmerized by the whole thing that she couldn't pick it up. And I'm like,
Wow.
well, just to kind of, plant it in their head. But I did not let them start off strong because I knew that they wouldn't succeed. I needed them to, just
To
start
keep
slow.
going.
And then
Right.
once they got into their routine, about 3 weeks into it, then they were like, all right, this is good. We're rolling now. And so then it
Yeah.
just, we filmed for 9 months. The whole process took 9 months for them to,
Wow.
go through it. And, we didn't want to,
How
and we
did
left.
that make you feel?
It was
Seeing
awesome.
the
Like,
end
see,
result.
it was amazing. And to see her at the end, he did well. He didn't listen to me as much. He cheated a lot, and I could tell. And I called him out on it because he could have done better. But for her, the
Mhm.
girl, she really tried
She was
hard, and
on.
just seeing her progress from the beginning to the end was just like, I mean, I was in tears when we did her final weigh-in, and just how proud she was and how proud her parents
Oh,
were. And I probably, she was 23 years old, and she was very morbidly obese for her size and her structure.
yeah. I she was over 200 pounds.
215.
215, Amy. And how tall was she?
310.
Wow. Yeah.
Hmm.
Boy.
Because being a friend of Amy's, we talk about, and again, kind of going back where she'd say 10 pounds on her is like 30 pounds.
Yes.
It's a big difference. And so I was, aware. And when I saw the show, I was like, oh my gosh, if this woman weighs this, I can't imagine because
Mhm.
there's no way on Amy's frame she could manage,
Yeah.
there'd be no way
No
to
way.
to
Yeah.
manage at all. So,
Well,
it was a very inspiring
Mm.
show, and again,
better
it
keep
Thanks.
the blood
motivated me.
moving.
It
Yeah.
motivated me, and I was like,
I
"I'm
love
gonna
it.
ask you some questions today."
Yeah.
So, and yeah, amazing,
And I
amazing.
do, like, on Instagram, I show a lot of how I modify equipment, how I do my exercises, show videos, post things like that, because even not just someone being little, I've had a lot of average size people, maybe on the
Yeah,
shorter height. Just
I'm
saying,
5'2", so I'm not
like,
that tall.
and they were able to figure it. They're like, what you did was awesome. I took that. It's much easier on my body too. And I was like, all right, I love that. So,
Well, I think sometimes exercising and getting ideas about what to do in exercising is like a recipe. Like, okay, we're making meatloaf, but it's always nice to have other ideas on how to change that recipe up to enjoy it more. Just like exercise. Okay, I'm walking. Not for me, but someone maybe. I'm walking. Okay, I'm bored, so they quit. But to see, some of your stuff on your sites or other people, it's like, look around and investigate or Google it or go to Allison's site or something like that, because changing it up and having an idea of different exercises to do can really keep that spark going on whatever everyone else's personal health journey is.
Yeah. And I think Judy here, she says, it can't be a diet, it has to be a lifestyle change.
Yep.
Exactly. When we'd come back and forth to Cabo, I would have 2 margaritas with dinner and chips and guacamole at 3 times a week. And it's like, you know what? That's not working for me. So I started
Wait a
ordering
minute,
fresh
you're in
milk.
Cabo and you can't even have a margarita? What?
I do tequila with a little soda and a lime, some lime, and it works. You know what?
I had
Because
one.
I'm seeing my results now, and it's like, yeah, I'm
That's
not
awesome.
doing those
No,
double
I had a
margaritas.
tequila with club soda with Debbie. One was all it took. No, it almost put me underneath the table. I thought, no, Amy, you cannot handle the tequila. You stick with vodka and club soda.
Just
The
do a
least
little bit. Yeah,
calories.
but you like, I don't want to say you like, but you can process, and maybe that's a question.
Could
Maybe
be.
your body can process vodka better than it
It
can
may be.
tequila,
Well,
just like different
but vodka is
foods.
a grain usually. Tequila is a plant. I think.
And like everybody's bodies are different. No one is the same.
Right.
We all have different DNA. We all have different chemical
Tequila
makeup.
almost put me under the table. One.
But Amy can drink me under the table with vodka. Let me tell you, she can. So it must be how we process the
Or
different
what our
alcohol.
body's used to.
Oh, that's Debbie's laughing at us. Here, Deb, let's get on. Because she's our
Deb, you
third
know it.
partner.
Oh,
She's our third partner in crime.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so
Lisa and I, we often call each other Lucy and Ethel.
And you were talking, my weakness is chips and salsa. Yes, I'm from Texas, so I love my chips and salsa.
Cookies are mine. Cookies.
Yeah, cookies.
Cookies are good. Cookies are good. But
okay,
this has been so fun.
Let's what would be your top 3 things, a good food to eat or something in the diet, a workout, and whatever third element you want to add in this whole conversation? What would be applicable for anybody to start with?
Just, I mean, like I said, from a food standpoint, make it simple. Just good chicken and rice. To me, I can eat that. And then from a workout standpoint, so shoulders are one of my favorite body parts to train. We didn't really get into much training, but I love to train my shoulders. And first thing everybody always does is overhead press when they train shoulders. Which
is that
your
this
front.
one where you go like this?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And that trains your front delts. I always tell people, don't do that. Train your sides and back. Work on the front later. And then
is it like this?
Well,
yeah. What
sides would be a lateral.
Oh, yeah.
And then back would be something for your for like you could do a bent over fly.
Yeah, like a butterfly.
Yeah. So there's different exercises, but you work on your sides, side movements and rear movements, then do your front, and then you'll get a perfect. I call them pumpkins. So, but I mean, you can see in the promo picture that was when I was really lean, and getting ready for a show, and I did a photo shoot. But you can see the full
definition.
Yeah.
But okay, so when you're doing the ones, because like I have the bar and you pull down on the front, and I can feel it in my back.
That's your back. Yeah, that's your back for what you're doing.
Okay.
There. I'm talking about dumbbells, overhead press.
Dumbbells. Okay, dumbbells.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay.
that's just something everybody does, and I'm like, don't do that. Change it to this. And
Go
when I tell people
back.
to
Okay.
change it to the sides and rears, they're like, oh, okay.
What do you think about boxing or, like kickboxing, like using your legs on a big
I think it's
bag?
fine.
Oh, do you?
I personally wouldn't do it, but I know a lot of people that do, and it's a great workout. So I don't know, it's not something I've never tried it either. So I can't
Hmm.
really, it's hard to talk about it because I've never really done that before. But I know people that enjoy it and get a really good workout from it.
Casey, that was good stuff. Casey Clark just
Yeah.
posted, eat at home, move your
Move your
body a
body.
little every
Yep.
day, do something.
And sleep.
Water
Yeah.
and sleep.
Sleep is super key.
Get out,
Rest and
That's a
recovery.
tough one.
get
That's
outside,
a
look
tough
at
one.
your nature around
Yep.
you instead of
Yeah.
your phone and what my daddy calls the boob tube, television.
Television. Yep. And
So
then
yeah,
just wake up. Sleep is super important. And just making sure you're healthy, and getting get your yearly checkups. Make sure there's lots of make sure you're healthy. Get your blood work done. Super important. People don't do that enough,
yeah.
because there's a lot of things that can be told in your blood work.
I think another thing is too, a lot of people say, "Well, I'm traveling, my diet
Mm,
went to, downhill or whatever like that." Even when you're
it's
traveling
tough.
is a lot different than it was a while ago, but you still can make some really good choices.
Yes. And if you're
Um,
at a restaurant, there's a
yeah,
kitchen. They can cook for you. You just have to tell them exactly what you want. You
yeah,
may pay a little bit more for it, but you'll get what you want.
yeah,
Hmm.
yep,
Hmm.
yep. But I love those
I
fries,
love
so
that.
it's the only thing I
I'm
like
Yeah.
gonna.
about fast foods is those fries. It's
I
hilarious.
know, Amy.
Well, it's
You're funny.
true.
I know it's true. I know you.
Well, the other thing I say is, I'm not gonna deny myself a cookie or something like that, but do I need 10 cookies at one sitting? No, I don't think so.
But they taste good.
One will be enough. One, I gotta keep telling myself one's enough, you know?
Yeah. Here's a good one. Again, in general, um, she says, Kathy May, I have long COVID. My energy level is so low. How can I increase it?
I would
Is
be I
that
would
exercise?
I would say that's something to ask your
Your
physician,
doctor.
because
Yeah.
if you've
Okay.
got long-term effects from COVID, and
Mhm.
that has been noted that some of that is your energy for some reason has changed.
Right.
I would really
Hmm.
check with your
Your
local
medical
physician,
Yeah.
provider.
because
If
what we
Okay.
they,
say may not be
yeah.
good for you,
Right.
and you may need something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just saying, I mean, I take vitamins, certain vitamins and everything. Well, what
Yeah,
do you take? Well, what I take is what I need for me. Your
yeah,
body may not
Right.
need that. Like going back to what I said a minute ago, blood work, it tells a lot.
yeah,
And it'll
Yes,
tell
that's
you
good advice.
what you need and what your body needs.
yep, yep.
Good one. Good one.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right. Well,
Allison, unless anyone else has any other questions, thank you just so much for,
Oh,
sharing your journey
of
with us
course.
and
Thank you.
having that
Thank you.
point in your life that kind of gave you the wake up call to say, if I don't do something now, then I'll probably end
Mm,
up with surgery, or
right.
I'm not going to be able to move as much, in the next 10 years or whatever it may have been.
Hmm.
So, and I think that's really a point with a lot of us. We come to certain things, and I don't think a New Year's resolution quite does it for a lot of people.
No.
Like that one person said, it's really got to be a life change. You recognize that what
mhm.
you're doing isn't working, it's not
Right.
healthy, and you're not able to do some of the things you may want to do because you're either tired or physically you can't do it, or your joints hurt, or whatever it may be. You really have to come to that decision that you are
Hmm.
important enough that you need to take care of your health,
For
whatever
sure.
that may mean for you. And
Mhm.
so, yeah,
Mhm.
Agree.
Yeah.
just take the first step. That's all it is.
That is
Yes.
all it is. But I
So,
appreciate you bringing me on today and
Of course.
being a
yeah.
part of this. This is a lot of fun. So thank
Yeah,
you.
good.
And how can people follow you and get
So
to know you better?
my on my platform is the same name on all platforms. It's Allie, ALLIEQ, as in Queen, DUB. So Allie Q Dub, and all platforms. So that's TikTok, Instagram,
Facebook.
Facebook.
LQ.
Are you on
Allie Q
YouTube?
Dub. I am on YouTube. I don't post enough. I need
Okay.
to. That is something I need to
Oh,
start
listen,
working.
listen,
It's
listen.
tough. I need to.
Oh my gosh. No,
It's
Lisa will
hard.
tell you, it's
But
hard because it's like we talk about moving and everything, but when you're on all those platforms, and yes, I have Lisa and I have Naveed, but some people have all this big team, which okay, you can get off the couch a lot more. But man, when you're doing your social media, it's like, my daughter-in-laws can take 2 minutes to do a post. I'm like, okay, it's 20 minutes later, and I just did one.
I know.
I'm like, really?
I
Because I'm
it
know.
so
is.
I
afraid to hit
know.
It
the
can be
send
tough.
button. It's like, did I
Yeah.
do this right? Did I do the right link? Okay, what's it?
Yes.
Brothers.
And I've been
Yes.
fortunate that I've had some pretty cool people do some,
Good.
you know, free promo material for me and things like that.
Yeah.
I've had people make me gym equipment. So like I've had some stuff where, and
Wow.
I do have sponsors though, so
Yeah.
I do have a commitment to my sponsors, so I do have to do some stuff, but
Yeah.
YouTube, it's more for social, it's more Instagram, TikTok
Yeah.
that I have to focus on
Well, I
for my
think what a lot
platform.
of people say too, though, Instagram and YouTube and all that is really about telling your story,
Yeah.
and that leads others to what you're
Mhm.
doing.
Mhm.
So, like, a lot of these influencers, if they have a product that they're using or developed or some, that social media is really trying to help them. But this is really what
Mhm.
I do. And if you want to give it a try, give it a try.
Right. So there, somebody asked how to follow again. It's Allie Q Dub.
Yeah, we just posted it up here.
Yeah, we'll put it
Okay.
back up. Naveed can put it back up.
All right.
Yeah, we'd love to follow you. Keep watching your
Thank you.
journey, and so
Hang on.
appreciate you today.
Lisa, so sorry. This is the question that so many little people get. Janelle, Amy and Allison, are you two related?
I know.
No.
Oh,
When
I'm
our show
sorry.
first came out, it's like so many little people, got so mad because everyone said, "Oh, are you Amy? No, you got to be Amy," blah blah blah, and a lot of people got frustrated at that. But
Well,
I don't
I
know.
have
Well,
to tell
they
you.
will
I
ask
like to
like
say we did a good thing.
if we were out together, it'd be like, "Are you sisters?
Yeah,
No. Are you twins? We
yeah,
just said we're not sisters."
I
yeah.
know. Well,
But no,
I
Amy,
had.
Amy, you will have to let me know next time you're in Southern California, and
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
we'll
No,
either
definitely.
go to
No,
go do yoga. I'm a big yogi. Go do
yes.
yoga or go to a gym or go do something
Well, I
fun.
would definitely learn a whole
Yes,
heck of a
Yeah.
lot by doing that.
that would be
Maybe
awesome.
that should be our next girls trip, Lisa.
Let's
Come
do
on.
it. Let's do it.
Southern LA.
I'm up for that.
Southern California.
Yeah,
The
we haven't
weather's
been
Yeah,
usually
down
Southern
there
nice.
for a
California.
while.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, we haven't
I
been there
think that
for
would
a
be
while.
awesome.
Mhm.
Well, everyone,
Yeah.
as Lisa was starting to mention, and I rudely interrupted her, we definitely hope you enjoyed this conversation that we've had with Allison. I think her journey, you can definitely find more about it on her info sites on social media. Allie Q U
Q-Dub.
Dub. Oh,
Q-Dub.
Allie Q
There.
Dub.
It's on the screen
And yeah,
again. We're
it's on the
doing it
screen. Check
again.
it back right there.
Yes. Oh,
ALLIEQ Dub DUB.
Q-D-U-B.
But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Obviously, we talked definitely about about being a little person, some of those perspectives about nutrition and workout and stuff. But I honestly,
yeah.
truly believe this all can apply to an average
Anyone.
size person.
Oh,
So hopefully you got
absolutely. I
something
was
out of it, and yeah,
sold.
yeah.
Yes, very cool.
So,
And before we close, because I
yes.
think we have maybe a few more questions just to,
Well, we're still
visit.
going on for a
We're
few minutes
still
because we
going
got a
on.
giveaway.
Yes, we have a giveaway here. 4 lucky winners: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Um, the code word that you need to type in today will be big and little. That
Oh
is
yeah.
our code phrase. And 4 lucky winners will get an apron from Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen. So you can make your own food, barbecue, fun stuff, whatever you'd like to do.
So the
But go
code is
ahead
big
and
and
type in
little. Yeah,
big
big and
and
little.
little.
Okay, great job, TikTok.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
see,
we'll announce that in a few minutes. So, yeah,
big
and
and
it's
little is the code. Sorry.
yeah. So, Allison, you're going to start, did you say in 2 weeks you're going to start back on
Like
your
March 2nd.
Not April
wow.
1st, huh?
Wow.
Yeah. No, March 2nd. I
No, I'm
took
just
all of
teasing.
So the last show I did was September 22nd of 2022. So I took all of last year off. I still trained. I took some more time, a few more rest days, a little bit more to myself. Got through some personal issues, and worked through that. And then I decided I'm like ready. I'm like excited and ready to
Yeah.
get get
That's a
going again.
question I have. You do a 5-month workout, prepping and getting ready for your next, power.
Bodybuilding.
Oh my God, power building.
Body
Oh,
Bodybuilding.
bodybuilding.
bodybuilding. Oh my Lord, bodybuilding. Anyway, you do all of that prep work. Do you notice? And you just mentioned it that you still maintain obviously some kind of workout and eating and everything. Do you notice your body changed when you don't do that intense work?
It
And I'm not
has.
talking about getting skinnier
Right.
or anything like
No.
that, but just change.
No, I mean I've tried to stay consistent with like
Mhm.
some, making sure I'm still not eating like crazy. I
Junk
have
food?
had some junk food, right?
Yeah.
Making sure, just trying to stay consistent, and like I said, I'm still doing a minimal amount of cardio just to keep that wakes me up. I come in here every morning and get it done.
Do you
It's
do it
just
first thing in the morning? Is that
I
the best
do.
time?
For me, it is because of my schedule and what I
Man, I
need
gotta
to
get up
do.
at
So
5:30 just to get ready for work.
yeah,
I'm like,
I
"There's
get
no
up at
way I'm
I
getting up
get up
at
at
4:40."
4.
Ugh,
Yeah.
4 o'clock. I'm just going to bed then. Oh my gosh.
what time do
I'll
you go to
never, I would
bed, Allie?
never.
I try and go to bed by 10.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
At 10.
So you get 6 hours, okay.
Yeah, if not 9.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
And I love naps on the weekend.
yeah. Man, sometimes
But
I've got to avoid it during and when I get home from work. It's like, "Oh my gosh, I just wanted to like a nap, like the cat nap,
Exhausted.
just to
mhm.
refresh."
But that's
But you know the
okay,
thing
don't
that
you
I
think?
you know the thing that I do? When I work out, I'm like, "I don't understand why people have all this energy. I wanna go take a nap."
Yeah. Sometimes that happens.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, when I'm
Okay.
Or I
done. I'm
get
like,
so hungry. So
yeah.
I was working out like at 5 o'clock at night because I'd sit all day at a desk. I have an insurance agency and I'm just sitting here meeting after meeting and my legs would start hurting. Like I've got to get up and go. But then recently I switched to doing mornings and I feel much better,
Yeah.
but I'm
Energy.
starving all day.
Yeah.
So it's
But I
like,
think that's
oh,
what
but
Allison, though, did, Lisa, is, I think, people have different thoughts on this. I'm a much bigger fan of smaller meals a little more often
Mhm.
because
yeah,
when
6
you have
times a
so much
day.
time lingering between, meals, I think from what I've read, don't quote me on this, people, um, your body wants to harness and
Yeah.
save up that
Yeah.
energy because it's like, well, you're not feeding me. I can't get rid of this stuff
Right.
because I don't know when the
You're
next
right.
time you're gonna feed me.
And so
Mhm.
that's why I'm constantly eating, because it's
Yeah,
just constantly cycling
yeah.
through.
So when you say chicken and rice, I hear that a lot. So is that like 2 times a day you eat chicken and rice or 4 times a day or what?
Um,
Do you have
I
rice with
mean,
every meal?
no, 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 no.
Okay.
Um, I eat chicken probably like 1 or 2. It just depends. But I also, for me, I train at night. I do cardio in the morning, but I train at night. So I typically
Oh.
will have most of my carbs that I am allowed for the day before and after my workout, because that is how I can utilize for the energy. Because I utilize the carbs for my energy for my workout.
Oh, interesting.
So I
And
minimize
what's
my carbs in the mornings, in my first few meals in the mornings.
Well, it's what my brother did
okay.
too. I don't know if he ate a lot of carbs, like spaghetti or something,
Mhm.
a lot of carbs at night for that early morning meat, or
Oh, right.
or if he had it late afternoon, did he eat it in the morning? I can't remember what the scenario is, but yeah, it's like you want that really quick. I don't know about quick, but that energy that isn't
Mhm.
gonna those carbs that's gonna give you energy, but not linger
Right.
in your body forever.
Yeah.
Mhm. And what's the last meal you have for the day and what time? Do you have a timing thing with
It's
that
usually
of when you
right
stop
before.
eating?
It's a just protein typically, and it's usually right before bed.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't,
wow.
like, some people are like, oh, I stop it, hours before I sleep. No, mine's like, and also because I train, so it's usually when I come home from after training. So it's usually protein and carbs.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Good. Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome info.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have our
Right.
winners. Are we ready to announce our winners? I think Naveed, he'll put them up on the board for us. If your name is called, then go ahead and reach out to me. We'll put the email up here. It's arlittlekitchen@gmail.com, but he'll post that and send me your address, and I will ship you out a Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen apron. So you ready to go, Naveed? Okay.
Hey,
The first one is Facebook, and that is Carolyn Kenworthy. Congratulations, Carolyn.
yep.
And we'll put these up a couple times. So Carolyn
And then on
Kenworthy.
YouTube, it is Sharon Hansen. YouTube, Sharon Hansen. You want me
Go
to go?
ahead. Sure, because I'm
IG, it's Elena Hamilton. IG Elena Hamilton. And she even has her little email on. Oh no, that's her IG thing. But anyway. And then TikTok. Yes, you guys are on here too. TikTok, Melody Miller. Melody Miller on TikTok. And you guys can get a hold of Lisa by emailing at
arlittlekitchen@gmail.com. Again, send me your address and I will order those, the apron for you. And we can put the winners up another again. Sorry. Another time. There we go. Amy, go ahead and read them off. I'm just taking notes.
yeah, Facebook, Caroline Kenworthy. YouTube is Sharon Hansen. IG is Elena Hamilton. And TikTok is Melody Miller. But, this is just our little fun thing to do at the end of our lives, you guys. But we just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Let other people know that we try and do this every other week. And anyway, yeah, I just so
Yeah.
appreciate you all tuning in and just having some fun conversations, chit chat, and I seriously hope garnered something from this conversation that we've had with Allison.
And if you
And
didn't
thank
win
you
and you
again
still, oh yes, go
I
ahead.
was just going to say thank you again for having me.
You're
Absolutely,
welcome.
Allison.
It was fun. We'll have you again. I'd love to hear
All
more,
right.
especially during your training for your
Yeah,
weightlifting,
sure,
your
for sure.
Well, follow her.
bodybuilding.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, follow her. And if you didn't win and you want an apron, you can still go to Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen.com. We also have, I'm going to say it quietly, we sell fudge, which is sugar, but that's okay. So if you want winter fudge, we still have some out
Well,
there.
that's
I
what I
saw a
mean.
few
I still
people
have a little
asking.
piece of fudge now and then. So
Yes,
I still buy our
and
fudge, Lisa.
for today's, we thought, okay, here we
Yeah.
go. You can just go on the QR code. You can see the apron. We've got fudge and
And it
also,
comes in different colors too.
oh yeah, there's the apron right there, the maroon one with the Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen. So, and Allison will send you one too. So if you want to send me your address, I'd love to send you one.
All right.
Okay, all right. And then if you also, Amy
And
has a
it's long,
cookbook.
Allison. Believe me, it's long.
Yes.
We'll just cut it off.
I have a
Just
good I have a good seamstress.
Okay, good. Yes, and then if you want the cookbook, Amy's cookbook is out. That was launched in December, so that's
Yeah.
on Amazon. So, yes. All right. Well, thanks again, Allison. It was a pleasure. We had so
Thank
much
you.
fun.
Yeah, thank you.
We
This
thank
was good.
everybody in the
This is good.
audience. This is our community. We have a lot of fun doing this. And yeah, so everybody, we can always say, remember to be kind, think kind, and stay kind. And Amy's got her
Yes.
saying,
And remember, you are an MVP because you matter, you have value and a purpose. So do well by yourself.
all right. And we'll see you in a couple weeks.
All
Thanks
right.
again
Allison,
for watching.
thank you.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you,
Allison.
everyone,
Bye.
for tuning in.
Thank you.
So appreciate it.
Thank
All right.
you.